Good afternoon, Flosstube. My name is Mandy and welcome to my channel about cross stitch. You can find me on Instagram at StitchingBee82 where I share updates of my stitching. I share fun pictures of my cat, other little fun goings on. You can follow me over there if you'd like. So today is Saturday, August 28th, and this month has just completely flown by. I cannot believe that September is right around the corner. It's weird how this year has, at times it felt like it has creeped by, but especially I feel like the summer has just kind of flown right on through. So I've got some fun stuff to share with you today. I've got a finish, I've got a new start, I've got a few whips, tiny bit of haul, and yeah, so let's just dive right into it, shall we? So we're gonna start with my finish. I did not take the time to iron it. I don't know yet what I'm gonna do about finishing it. Probably gonna get a frame. I think I need to do something soon though, because it is a fall finish and you know, fall design, and so I think it'll be perfect to be able to have sitting out or framed on the wall or something. So this is Boo Friends by Diane Arthurs, published by Imaginating. I absolutely adore so many patterns that are published by Imaginating, and I am finding that I also love so much of Diane Arthurs' work as well. So I started this back in October of last year for Laura Stitching by the Shore. She had a birthday sale that she stitch along that she suggested to stitch anything with pumpkins, and so she had the hashtag pumpkin b-day sale, pumpkin birthday sale, one of those two, I don't remember exactly. I adored stitching on this. It's the back stitching brought everything to life compared to, you know, when I had one portion back stitched and got another portion stitched but hadn't quite gotten it actually back stitched yet, and it just, the way things turned out is just, I adore this piece and it was so much fun to stitch. This is stitched on a piece of 16 count white Aida, 2 strands for the most part, I think, because, well, back stitching. Like I said, I didn't bother to iron it. I had intentions to, and then I sat down to start filming and realized, oh yeah, and I didn't want to start over, so. But I'm bringing it in close here. It is adorable. I love it. Little black cat, the owl with his funky eyes. I love this piece. I could see me leaving it, I could see me leaving it out all year round because it's just adorable. I love it. So, just a piece of 16 white Aida, like I said. I'm hoping that maybe I can get it to fit in like an 8x10 frame. I don't know. We'll have to go shopping Michael's or something soon. So that is my finish. I actually finished it last Sunday. Yeah, because it was the Sunday after I last filmed, so it's been 2 weeks since I filmed, so then it was just the day after my last film that I picked it up on Saturday after filming, and I realized as I got to stitching, I was like, I want to get this thing finished, and as I kept stitching, I was like, I don't have a whole lot left to finish on this thing. I bet I can get it done. And so it took into Sunday that finished up doing the back stitching and everything, and it just turned out so cute. I love that piece. So sorry for shaking the table. The new start, I showed this, I believe, last video that I was going to start it, and I finally did. I am doing a bit of a stitch along on this one with Shannon Bromo. You can find her on here on on YouTube as the Soda Stitcher, as in Minnesota, so SOTA Stitcher, and on Instagram she is Shannon Bromo, and we are using the hashtag StitchCraftSal, SAL. And I have noticed that the designer has even used that hashtag a couple times in their ads for this piece, and I adore this. As soon as I saw it, I knew I had to stitch it. It is called I Practice Stitchcraft. Designer is Willow Hill Samplings. They were a very new to me designer. I've never heard of them before until they showed up on Instagram under an ad, and I knew I had to stitch it. And I sent it to Shannon and said, hey, I think we need to stitch this. And she says, absolutely we do. And so she had actually started a few days before me. I hadn't gotten my life together yet to find a piece of material, and so when I finally did last Sunday, what I have stitched was just that day's worth of stitching. This is going to stitch up really quickly, I think, because like I said, this is just one day's worth of stitching. I love it. So I got the witch all done, that bat, and then started on the words I pray. So, like I said, it's really going quickly. This is stitched on a piece of Picture This Plus in Shale. There is a bit of purple to it. I love it. And the thread that I'm using is a Color and Cotton in Dark Truffle. And I am going to have the hardest time getting any kind of good photos of this because I cannot get this thread to photograph properly. That's pretty much what it looks like. It's a really deep purple. Like I said, it's Dark Truffle from Color and Cotton. I looked on their website the other day, and it is something that they carry. I think it was just out of stock at the moment, but it said, you know, coming back soon or something like that. And it is this gorgeous purple. I was just going to stitch the piece in 310. It calls for Classic Colorworks Raven and Gentle Art Raven, and I didn't have that, and so what from the picture it just looked like it would be a black, and it's like, well, I wasn't gonna get a fancy variegated black, but I started going through my hand-dyed threads, and I came across this, and it's like, ooh, that just called to me Halloween. So I love it. I wish I could get it to actually photograph properly. I don't know how I can do it, but that is my new start. Again, the name of the piece is I Practice Stitchcraft from Willow Hill Samplings. And so if I get back to this, maybe I could have another finish next time. I am not trying to get into some kind of habit of filming every other week, but that kind of seems to be what's happening lately. I don't know. Last Saturday, I actually ended up having plans, and so I just wasn't home to actually do anything. And I'll go ahead and show those now. A little bit of non-stitching at the moment, but I think maybe I might make Laura, Stitching by the Shore, a little proud. She is big into the paper crafting. She makes these gorgeous cards, and while these nowhere near stand up to the talent that she has, yeah, I made a couple of cards. My sister's mother-in-law was having kind of like one of those at-home parties, kind of like the Pampered Chef or whatever, for some paper crafting company. I honestly don't even remember the name of the company, but kind of where you can host the parties and people come and make the cards, and they supply all of the supplies for it. The gal who was doing the business, she even helped do a couple of things for me because I didn't know how to do it. Excuse me. And so that was fun. By no means do I want to take this up as a regular thing, but it was fun to participate, and it seems that she's kind of getting back into the whole paper crafting and stuff, so she may be hosting more parties, so I may do a couple more, but not like, this is not something I want to take up full time, but I had fun doing it. So here's one of the cards that I made, and so they provide you with, like, you can see that it's kind of 3D. So I had these little baggies that had the cutouts of the little potted plant, the leaves, the hanging basket, kind of like a piece of scrap paper that I then had to stamp that. I had to stamp all of this. So they had the stamp pads and everything. I had to glue the paper. The inside of this one, I just put on a thank you. So they had like the pre-one or one already done that you could kind of match along with everything. And then she also had different stamps of different little things that you could make it your own or whatever. So that was one of them. That one was really fussy. I am finding glue all over. So this one was really cool. This one was probably my favorite one to put together. So it says, it's your time to be remembered, to feel appreciated, and to know you're celebrated. And on the inside it says, congratulations. And so there were these cute little gems that you can add on, little token thing or whatever. So basically you had to glue down each of the pieces of paper, and again, this one's 3D as well. There's little things holding it up. So it was fun. Like I said, by no means is it anything that I want to really get too involved in, but it was a fun day getting things together. Covered in ink. And then the last one is, you make a difference every day. And then this one is just blank on the inside, but pretty paper. So, but again, you pick out the little gems and all that kind of stuff. So I wasn't too happy with the way the ink on that, but couldn't redo it. It's okay. No clue what I'll do with the cards, who I'll send them to or whatever, but I thought they were really cute and just figured I'd show you something a little bit crafty. Like I said, I'm nowhere near Laura's skill, but hey, I know she would appreciate the work that I put into those. So go ahead and dive into my whip, shall we? So one that I worked on is from Forbidden Fiber Company, and it is called Fight Like a Girl. And the saying on it is, some women are lost in the fire, some women are built from it. I love it. So I got this as a kit. It came with hand-dyed material and the over-dyed flosses, all that good stuff. So very cute piece. The material is, it's from Forbidden Fiber, and the colorway is named Rose Petal. This is a piece of 16 count Ada. Still on the hoop, working away on that flame. It has taken me a little while, but there's 2 or 3 different pinks on there. I don't remember exactly how many. I think there's going to be a 3rd one. Maybe I just have only stuck with the 2. But yeah, so I've got it kind of all rolled up, but very nice material, fun modeling. I've got the frame done all the way around. Had a little bit of a mishap where it wasn't gonna line up. Made it work. And then, like I said, I've just been working away on that flame. This needle minder, it did not come with the project. The one that came with it was a pretty little flower, but it was more of a bubble. Like it was this, I don't know if it's resin or whatever, but it was a really big bubble, and the needle did not stay on it very well, so I ended up finding this one in my stash. It was sent to me in a Stitch Life magazine Patreon package that I received after I was only a Patreon for like a month or 2 and got this package in my hand. So that was that. And the next project that I worked on is Stone Street Stitch Works. Lots of S's there. It is called Book House. Love this pattern. So love it. So I've had the house done. The last time you saw it, I was working away on this tree. Man, those trees are taking me a lot longer than I thought it would. I think probably just because there's a lot of color changes to it, and so it took me a little longer than I anticipated that it would, I guess. But I did get the left one done. That's the left. Looking at the camera backwards to where I'm at. So yes, this is the left one. Got this one all done last night. And then I got the 2 chimneys put on, and I'm ready to move over here, but I'm gonna move the hoop for it. And I figured I'd go ahead and keep it where the hoop is at now so that you can see it before it gets put under the hoop or moved over. And there we go. So this is stitched on a piece of 16 count cream Ada. I don't think there's any kind of special name to it. It's not a over-dyed fabric or anything, but just from, I don't know who does the orange, Witchell, Zweigert, one of those. Just something that I would have purchased from like 123 Stitch or something. This is all done and called for DMC. It does have some Classic Colorworks, but I'm just using all DMC. They give a conversion, so that works out well. And so you can see, like this book here, that one, there's a little bit of back stitching to give like the spines of the book. Yeah. So, I'm loving how this is turning out, and so I can't wait to get up to the words, but I'll probably do that last. I know that part will just fly right on through. I lived in books more than I lived anywhere else, which is quite true because I've really not moved a whole lot, and so definitely have lived in lots of worlds that in books. Say hi. I don't know if the camera picked up that meow, but that was really cute. All right, and the last whip that I have to share with you, we'll get the picture on my phone because I haven't been editing. And so, Heaven and Earth piece that I have just been so loving working on this, and funny story to tell you here in a minute. But this is Midnight Messenger from, the artwork is by Ann Stokes, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I say this every time just in case anybody's looking for it, but if you are trying to look for this piece on the Heaven and Earth website, Messenger is spelled Messanger rather than the traditional spelling of two E's. So just want to point that out. This is stitched on a piece of 16 count white Aida, 2 strands, full cross. And I am still plugging away on page 1 and loving all of those blues. The detail is already starting to pop. And so, funny story for you. The other night I had the pattern on, I use my iPad and I use iBooks or I think it's just called Books, to do my highlighting as I go along. I don't use Pattern Keep or anything like that. And so I had the iPad just sitting kind of pretty much where it is now, just, and I looked over and it dawned on me, there's gonna be an owl on this page already. I did not even realize that, but you can actually kind of start to see the outline of, that's his wing right there. So the owl that is sitting up in the tree, okay, I didn't mean to zoom in on it. That owl sitting in the tree is on page 1, and it's the complete owl. It's not like he's going over 2 pages or anything like that. And but it was the matter of, I saw it in the pattern. And if you remember seeing those pictures, they were really popular back in like the 90s. Stitches. They were really popular back in the 90s, where it looked like it was a picture of static that you had to like get your eyes to be just right, and then you could see like the 3D artwork kind of pop out at you. Loved seeing those. It would take me a second, but I could always get my eyes to almost like cross-eyed and I could see those. So that's kind of how this looks on the page of the pattern, where I just kind of had it all zoomed at, just like the whole page of the pattern just was on one page, that it's like it kind of took me a second, like, wait a minute, that's an owl right there. I just, you look at the pattern, symbols for trying to figure out where's the next one gonna be and everything. I don't look usually at the whole page to try to figure out what's on the page, but it's like now that the owl, now that I picked up on the owl being on that page, it's all I can see now. So it's exciting to say that I'll be able to get to an owl soon. So this is the bottom of page 1. Somewhere in here I'm following symbols as I go along, and then I'm working into page 5, rather than ending a thread just to start it for just a couple stitches on when I get down to page 5. And then I'm also trying to stay away from some of the line edging that I've gotten. I've got a couple spots on my eagles that where you can tell from one page to another, I've got a line, and so trying to stay away from some of that. So, but I adore this piece, and it's starting to call to me more, so I think this may be kind of a bit of a focus piece, since I love having kind of like one full coverage piece that kind of is my go-to, and I'm kind of feeling like this one is it right now, even though my Stitching Moon is so much older and not very far along. My Dark Goddess piece is older than this and not very far along, even less than Stitching Moon, but hey, you gotta stitch on what calls to you, right? Alrighty, so just a tiny bit of haul, and that's gonna be it. So the other day, well, it's been a couple weeks ago now, actually it's been a couple of weeks, that I was actually watching Michelle Bendy was doing a live sale, and I actually was able to claim a couple of things. While watching her selling stuff, I also hopped over to Mad for Minders on Etsy, and where I managed to also spend another $20 or something while also buying stuff for Michelle, so that was fun. I just picked up a random classic colorworks. The name of it is Mermaid's Fin. Very pretty variegated blue. Obviously you can tell that I like blues, seeing as how this is all blues. I like getting some of these variegated hand-dyed threads like this for things like the Quirky Quakers and like some of those little smaller pieces like that. So just a little fun stuff to work with. And then the needle minders. I love them all. Mad for Minders has some very nice minders. I think this is the first time that I had placed an order with them, and so I haven't used them yet, but very high quality. Like these two are wood and this one's plastic. So we've got the Dragonfly in Gilmore Girls. Underneath it does say Stars Hollow, Connecticut. Peace, Quiet, and Coffee. So you can see the dragonfly, and then right through here is where I was trying to read what it said, and it said Peace, Quiet, and Coffee, I think. And so then the cat, every stitch you make, every skein you take, every strand you break, I'll be watching you. And that is my stitches. I have found her playing, you know, it's like, oh, what are you playing with over there? You look like you're having such a blast. Skeins of DMC, throwing it all up in there, having fun. It's amazing that the little tabs of DMC actually stayed on them rather than, you know, the thread getting stretched across the entire living room. And then I had to get a Wonka bar. I absolutely loved watching the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Why did I feel like that was my speaking that? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Like the original one with Gene Wilder. I've not seen the newer one with Johnny Depp. I really don't have any interest in seeing. I know it's not Willy Wonka and the Charlie Chocolate Factory. Whatever the names of those movies are. The newer one is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The traditional one was Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, right? I don't know. I feel like I need to find that on demand or on a streaming service somewhere, because especially now that I got the needle minder, I need to see the movie again. It's been ages. Love it. So madforminders.com, like I said, they have an Etsy shop. Lots and lots of needle minders. It took me ages to go through to and I probably took some back out of my cart that, you know, it's like, do you really need more? yes we do. So that's all that I have for the haul at the moment. I did just place an order this morning with Abby Topknot for some pre-orders for Expo. So excited for seeing all of the new releases coming out of that. One that I had to order, it's a Jeanette Douglas. I've never done stitched any of her pieces. It's usually kind of a little more primitive, I guess, than what I normally stitch. You know, Jeanette Douglas does not stitch things like, I don't even know where it's at, Boo Friends, you know, beautiful stuff. It's just not usually something that I go for. Well, one of her newest releases, it's a little one. It's called Chubby Bird. It's so adorable. Kind of reminds me of a couple of the birds that Michelle Bendy has released and that I have stitched. It's so cute. So I ordered that. Oops. And then speaking of Michelle, I got her Apothecary, Hildy and the Apothecary, and then Autumn Witches. Seems like there was something else too. So those will be coming in at some point. I know they're kind of doing the shopping right now. Of course, those shops will then have to ship to Abby. Abby will then, so it'll be a couple weeks before those come in, I'm sure. Not like I don't have enough stuff keeping me busy to need those right away. And then the pre-sale stuff will be coming in, or not pre-sale, the live sale stuff that I had purchased from Michelle. I just looked at the shipping on that. Looks like that'll be here Monday. So I'll share what I got then next time. So stitching plans. Yep, I will be stitching. On what? We don't know for sure. Definitely keeping plugging away with Midnight Messenger. I'm really adoring stitching on that. I've already put in almost a couple hundred stitches this morning on that one already, so love that piece. Hopefully I can maybe get a finish on I Practice Stitchcraft. I'll have to come back next time and see. I'm really all about the stitch what you want when you want life. I do a couple of the challenges with Semi-Sane Stitchers Facebook group, but otherwise I really just, what calls to me is what I'm going to stitch on. So I completely get people participating in all of the challenges and everything. I know that Sampler September is coming up for September. I'm not really a sampler stitcher, but I'll find something to stitch on. I've got enough whips on the go. I've got a few projects actually already kitted up that I'm sure I could stitch on as well, so we'll find something to do. So with that, Stitches is going kind of crazy over here. I think we're going to end it here. I hope everyone is getting lots of stitching time in. If you're in the northern hemisphere, I hope you're staying cool. It is so hot. Hurricane Ida is about to hit, so if you are in the Gulf Coast area, the South, Louisiana, please stay safe. My sister works hurricanes, and so she actually went to the South to take care of people. And so, yeah, usually, you know, people are getting out of Dodge. She kind of, there's Stitches, hey baby girl. You know, she likes to go into the storms, so hoping that she stays safe as well. So keep stitching, everybody, and stay safe, and we'll see you again next time. Say bye, Stitches. Stitches. Love her to pieces. Take care, everybody. Talk to you soon.